Hello everyone, my name is Suman Dua. I'm a registered migration agent at Nationwide Migration and Education. Welcome to another video of your questions and my answers, where I have picked up some of your most commonly asked questions from the comments on our YouTube channel, and I'm going to try and answer them today in this video. So let's look at the first one. Hi Suman, I have got 15 years of international experience in marketing. Current points is 75, English is competent, skills assessment done, NATI is next to get up to 80. I'm applying for 190 South Australia nomination this May. What is your opinion about my chance and timeline? Much appreciated. So thank you for your question. So I'm guessing that your occupation is marketing specialist. You have not mentioned your occupation, but based on your experience, that's the occupation that you will be going for. So for South Australia, your points are okay. They usually nominate with 65 points. However, they do need work experience in their state. So they want 24 months of work experience in your nominated occupation in Adelaide, or 12 months of work experience in your nominated occupation in regional South Australia. So if you can meet these additional requirements, then you can apply for the 190 visa in South Australia. So next subscriber is asking, any idea when will 190 visa open for offshore applicants? So 190 visa is open at the moment. New South Wales and ACT are accepting applications. So you may want to see if your occupation is open in those states. So the next one I have is, hi Suman, I hope you're keeping well. Would applicants need health examination for 191 visa? Thanking you in advance. So for the 191 visa, yes, you will have to go to the health assessment again, as you will still have to meet the character and health requirements for the permanent visa subclass 191. So the next one I have is, my son studied Bachelor's of Computer Science in Western Australia. What should he do now? He is in his final year of study. So first, he will need to check if his occupation outcome is on Western Australia's graduate list. So Western Australia does have a separate list for their graduates, and their graduates, they do get preference. He will be required to either have 6 months of work experience in his nominated occupation, or a job offer letter for 6 months from an employer in Western Australia. So if he can meet those requirements, he has good chances of getting invited from Western Australia. Now let's look at the next one. I work in the hospitality sector for almost 4 years and my employer is ready to sponsor me. My occupation is not on the list for 482 visa. What are my options? So if your occupation is not on the main list, which is on the MLTSSL, STSOL or the ROL list, you may want to look at the 494 visa occupation list. Recently, we have made a video about the 494 employer-sponsored provisional regional visa. You may want to have a look at the occupations. There are about 650 occupations, and there are occupations like accommodation and hospitality managers, hospitality retail and service managers, bed and breakfast operator, licensed club manager. So see if you can fall under one of those occupations. And if you have 3 years of full-time work experience, and if you can get a positive skills assessment, competent English, you may want to look at the 494 employer-sponsored regional visa. I am offshore applicant. My profession is university lecturer. My score is 95, including state nomination. I have submitted my ROI for SA, which is South Australia, on 16 February 2022. I have experience of 8 years and 8 bands in each module. Can you please tell me when it is expected or chances of getting invitation from South Australia? So the invitation from South Australia for overseas applicant has been a little slow lately. However, it could pick up maybe in the next financial year. So I would probably wait, because you do meet the requirements and there are good chances that you may get invited from South Australia. Can you please update us about the Global Talent Visa? So with the Global Talent Visa, the department is still assessing EUIs from February 2021. So looks like they are more than 1 year behind with the EUIs in the system. However, recently we have received few invitations from the Global Talent team for the EUIs that we submitted 1 year ago. Hi ma'am, I am finished with Cert 3 in automotive in Canberra, and I worked in bricklaying, so I changed my course to bricklaying. Is it good for me in future for PR in bricklaying in Canberra? So I don't think bricklayer is in the occupation list of Canberra at the moment. However, as you know that they keep changing the occupation list every quarter, so you may want to wait and see if your occupation will come through. However, bricklayer is a very good occupation, and I would probably stick to it if you're working in that occupation. Elio is asking, thank you so much for your information. Please, I would like to know if you have any information about the Diploma of Community Services for the new immigration budget that can help us to apply for a visa, because it's so hard to find a good job and good job offers. So Diploma in Community Services is a very promising course. Just be careful that you always study an accredited course, because if you are studying an accredited course in Australia, you will be eligible to get a positive skills assessment based on your qualification only. So and usually if you do an accredited course, it's very easy to find jobs as well, and this occupation, which is community worker, is open in most states, so you may want to continue this course if you have already started this course. While I'm on 491 bridging visa as a secondary applicant through my husband, can I apply for 190 visa as a primary applicant? So as per the schedule 1 for the 190 visa, you cannot be holding a 491 visa. So as long as your 491 visa is not granted, you are eligible to lodge a 190 visa. Do I need a skills assessment for 482 visa? My employer wants to sponsor me and my occupation is on the short-term list. Yes, you can go for a 482 visa as long as you have 2 years full-time work experience in your nominated occupation or a related field. A skills assessment is usually not required for a 482 visa. However, it depends on your occupation. And also many times the applicants who go for a 482 visa without a skills assessment, they try and get a skills assessment while on a 482 visa. Hi Suman Dua, in your prediction, what would be the likelihood of Queensland's English requirements in 2022-23 financial year? As we have seen from the latest federal budget, which trend is more likely to happen between remaining at proficient English or lowering back down to competent English? Thank you very much. So with the English requirement at the moment, it is a requirement that you need a proficient English unless you fall under a trade occupation. But in the next financial year, it's very hard to say if they will remove this requirement. But if they do get additional seats in the next financial year, there is a possibility that they may relax some of their requirements. My son is a graduate architect, applied to Queensland 491 with his own points of 70. Till today, he has not received any invitation. Please give your opinion. Architect is a very good occupation. 70 points may be a bit less for Queensland because they have been inviting at high points. However, I would wait a little bit. If not this financial year, then maybe next financial year he may get an invite. But in the meantime, it might be a good idea to increase his points. Hi Suman, what about MBA in Health Services Management? I'm planning to come to Adelaide this year. Is this course in occupation list of 491 visa? So if you are doing MBA in Health Services, usually you would go for occupations like Health Information Manager, Health Promotion Officer, or Primary Health Organization Manager. So all these occupations are assessed by VET-Assess, who require a 1-year post-study work experience to get a positive skills assessment. So the occupations are there on the South Australia's occupation list, but it will depend if you're able to get a job in one of these occupations to be able to then get a skills assessment. Angela is asking, I have been invited for 491 in Queensland, but I have a feeling that I might be invited for subclass 190. Should I go for the 491 or wait for 190? So usually with Queensland, if they have invited you for 491, they would very rarely go and then invite you for a 190 because the process with Queensland is very competitive. So I'm unsure if they will invite you for a 190. So I would probably take a 491 if they have already invited you for a 491. Okay, hi, I'm from Nepal and my partner is in Australia. She's on TR visa and she has recently applied for the 491 visa. We are planning to get married, but we are confused when might be the suitable time to tie the knot, as we don't want to affect our 491 visa in the future. So Kiran, if you are not married and if your partner has claimed single points because you were not in a relationship and not married at that time, then she will have to meet the same points requirement at the time of decision as well. So if you guys do plan to get married, then she will lose those 10 points, and that will definitely affect the visa outcome. Okay, Alex is asking, thank you for great video. If I want to change 491 visa to 191 permanent visa, still I should have maximum 45 years old. I think he's asking if he should be 45 years old at that time as well. And I have 491 and I've received it when I was less than 45 years old. So for 191, age does not matter. So if you've already turned 46 or over, that's fine for the 191 visa. I'm currently in India. Please give me information if visa refusal at AAT affect future visa file outcome. I'm planning to lodge 491 visa soon. Please give me some information about this. Thank you very much for your help. So for a 491, it does not matter if you've had a previous refusal. So if you have received the invitation, you can go ahead and lodge the 491 visa. Okay, what health related courses can we study in Australia? So we recently made a video regarding the health related courses, so I will put the link in the description as well. But the courses that I do recommend are the occupations like dietitian, medical laboratory scientist, radiographer, pharmacist. So you may want to study courses relating to these occupations because these occupations are quite in demand and they are on the MLTSSL and STSOL list. Can I change job in 408 BVA? So it depends under what criteria you lodge the 408 visa. So if you were working in the critical sector, so you may want to continue working in the critical sector. If you have changed your employer, you may want to update the department with new employer details, and if it's a critical sector employer, and if it was a critical sector employer initially, then you may want to stick to the critical sector again with your new employer as well. Dinesh is asking, we are already in COVID pandemic visa subclass 408. Can we reapply for this visa? Yes, as long as you meet the requirements for the 408 visa, you can apply for this visa again. When will Queensland Migration start accepting offshore applications for 190 and 491? Migration Queensland updated their website that they will not be inviting offshore applicants this financial year, but they have updated their website saying that they will be considering offshore applicants in the next financial year. So hopefully we will find out more in July 2022. Hi Suman, I got nominated before 5th of March in Queensland but applied 491 visa after 5th of March. Can I use updated postcodes to live for rest of the 3 years? So as long as you get the 491 granted after 5th of March, the new postcodes will apply to you. We recently made a video about the postcodes as well that will apply to the 491 visa holders after 5th of March. I will put the link to that video in the description below. Okay, Chanti is asking, I got pre-invite 5 weeks before but still no full invite. So I think you're asking about Migration Queensland because your comment is under the Migration Queensland updates video. So they are taking 5 to 6 weeks to process the nomination applications. So if you haven't heard back from them, maybe in 7 weeks or so, you may want to follow up with them. Okay, so just the last question now. So if I have only studied Certificate 4 Commercial Cookery and Diploma in Hospitality, can I apply for graduate visa, or it is necessary to get also the Certificate 3 Commercial Cookery, but the school I'm about to enroll only have Certificate 4 Commercial Cookery and Diploma in Hospitality? So usually the Certificate 4 in Commercial Cookery comprises of Certificate 3 units already. So if they are offering you Certificate 4, so Cert 3 units are already included, and then you can do the Cert 4 and the Diploma package to study for 2 years and then to be eligible for your graduate visa subclass 485. So these were the questions that I wanted to answer today in this video. If you have any more questions, please make sure that you leave them in the comments and I will be answering them in my next video.